Welcome to my views and news. Sunday's first video. Slight lull in fighting is being seen between Tigray regional forces and Ethiopian federal forces and some regional forces too, especially Amhara region forces. Is it due to Ethiopian New Year or is it due to talks, ongoing talks? We reported secret talks between Ethiopian and Tigray officials in Djibouti. Now, some international news outlets have also confirmed that meetings have been held. On Thursday, a meeting was held. What was discussed at the meeting? PM Abiy will have a detailed look at these ongoing talks and the lull in fighting. Before that, PM Abiy was seen today hosting a meal for pensioners and the elderly. You can see some pictures on your screen. He can be seen serving food to guests at a program organized by PM office. A luncheon was organized by Ethiopian PM office. PM Abiy and First Lady Zinash were seen serving food to the elderly and pensioners. This is the first time that we are seeing PM Abiy displaying his humility in public. In public, he's a very humble man. I have done some videos on that in the past as well. That I remember a video when PM Abiy attended a program and he was walking to the podium and he was climbing the stairs. There was a shoe lying there of a performer. He picked up the shoe and gave it to that performer. It happened several months ago. So, he is humble or he shows himself as a humble man. Whatever is the reason behind his humility, it should be appreciated and it should be hoped that he shows this humility, this flexibility to resolve the conflict with the Tigray region as well. Both sides need to show some flexibility. If the two sides keep on holding their rigid positions, there will be no solution. War will go on. People will keep on suffering on both sides. War was in Tigray. Now you are seeing that Wollo, North Gondar, Volkayt are disturbed as well, Eritrea to some extent too. If Tigray is under shelling, of course Tigray would be counter shelling as well on Eritrean territories. So overall region is going to be destabilized. This act of humility by PM Abiy should be appreciated and we hope that he'll show the same humility, flexibility to resolve the ongoing Ethiopian conflict as well with Tigray region. Secondly, viewers, a slight lull in fighting is being seen. In the last 24 hours, we have not received any reports about intense fighting, though still Tigray regional forces, Ethiopian federal forces, they are holding their ground, they are consolidating their gains, but no news of any new offensive launched in the last few hours. Is it due to Ethiopian New Year, that today is the day one of this new year, that slight lull in this fighting is being seen? Or is it due to ongoing talks? Now, talks have been confirmed, that talks are underway. I spoke on that, but now some international news outlets are also confirming. A French news source a few hours ago published an article confirming ongoing talks between Ethiopian federal government and Tigray regional government officials, and talks are being held in Djibouti. That is what I reported. It is being said that on Thursday, a meeting was held between Tigray representatives and Ethiopian federal government representatives. The French news source claims that four main issues are being discussed. Firstly, ceasefire. As I said in previous videos, that these talks are mainly focusing on announcement of some sort of ceasefire, even if it is for a few days, for a short time. First priority is announcement of ceasefire. Somehow, ceasefire should be announced, and talks are facilitated by Mike Hammer. US is playing a key role here. African Union is here, but African Union does not have any influence, any leverage. It is there. It is being dragged along, you can say, by US. Mainly US is facilitating this direct engagement. So first issue under discussion is a ceasefire. It was being hoped that in connection with the new year, ceasefire will be announced. So far, no such announcement, but efforts underway. Second issue being discussed is lifting of siege, and that means resumption of basic services, telecom, internet, electricity, banking, which has been a demand of Tigray regional government, a precondition as well. Tigray regional government has been maintaining this position that there wouldn't be any talks without resumption of basic services in Tigray. Second point. Third point is a very tricky one. It is withdrawal of Eritrean forces. Eritrean official position is that it is in control of only those territories which are part of Eritrea. It is not on Tigray soil. It is not in control of Tigray territories, but Tigray is saying that Eritrean forces must withdraw from Tigray territories. So it's a difficult issue for me because though there were some boundary commission decisions regarding Badme, but the decision was not respected by Tigray. Tigray remained in control of some territories given to Eritrea by that boundary commission. So there are border issues. Withdrawal of Eritrean forces is an issue which is a difficult to resolve issue, I think, in a short period of time. It will require engagement and dialogue with participation of Eritrean and Tigray representatives, Ethiopian obviously as well, but no Eritrean representatives are part of these talks in Djibouti. Fourthly, the issue which is being discussed is Western Tigray, Volkayt, where again it's a thorny issue. You cannot make decisions about Western Tigray, about Volkayt, Sagade in just 1, 2 or 3 days. Amhara region is of the position that Volkayt is part of Amhara. Volkayt is Amhara. And Tigray says that constitutionally this is Western Tigray, this is part of Tigray. So both sides, Tigray and Amhara regions, they have the claims to Volkayt Sagade. It's difficult to resolve this issue in a few days as well, I think. So overall, if talks succeed, we could see some announcement of a ceasefire and maybe a partial resumption of basic services. But two thorny issues, withdrawal of Eritrean forces and future status of Volkayt Sagade, Western Tigray will need detailed talks with involvement of other players as well. So, I think that this lull in fighting is linked to ongoing talks. That maybe some progress has been made, or maybe the two parties are waiting for the outcome of these talks. That is why intensity of fighting decreased a little in the last 24 hours. no new offensive launched on, no major new offensive launched on a front. Maybe in coming hours things will be clear. Is there going to be announcement of some sort of ceasefire, or is there going to be some increase of intensity in the fighting? Tigray regional president, in his New Year message yesterday, urged Ethiopian army and Eritrean army members to surrender. He said that they were wasting their lives, so they should surrender and they should be protected by Tigray fighters. Obviously, that isn't coming. But pro-Tigray news sources claim that in coming days, Tigray is going to show hundreds of more POWs who were taken prisoner on that front. We're waiting.